Before the day speaks to you, you must speak into the day. Come, many people lose battles before noon because they never prayed in the morning. What you receive in the first 10 minutes can determine the next 24 hours. This prayer is not routine. It is spiritual strength for real life pressure. Stay with this message. Come, because one morning encounter can unlock strength and breakthrough for your entire day. Come. Every morning is not just the start of a new day. It is the opening of a new spiritual opportunity. How you begin your day often determines how far you go in it. Many people wake up and immediately engage the demands, pressures, and distractions of life without first strengthening their spirit. They step into battles unarmed and then wonder why the day overwhelms them. Morning prayer is not a religious routine. It is a strategic alignment that sets the tone for victory and stability. In the morning, the mind is most receptive and the heart is most sensitive. This is why dedicating the first moments of the day to God releases unusual clarity and strength. Prayer in the morning centers your thoughts, quiets internal noise, and establishes peace before chaos attempts to enter. It is in this sacred moment that burdens are exchanged for strength and confusion gives way to direction. Come. Strength is not only physical energy, it is inner capacity to endure, to stay focused, and to remain calm under pressure. Come. Many people break down during the day not because the challenges are too heavy. Come. But because they were not spiritually reinforced beforehand. Morning prayer supplies endurance before exhaustion arrives. Come, it prepares you emotionally and mentally for conversations, decisions, and responsibilities you have not yet encountered. Come, breakthrough often begins with alignment before action. When you pray in the morning, come, you are declaring that outcomes are not controlled by effort alone, but by divine assistance. Come, this posture invites favor into ordinary activities. What would normally take struggle becomes easier, and what seemed blocked begins to open. Breakthrough is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is the quiet removal of resistance and the smooth flow of grace throughout the day. Morning prayer also confronts fear and discouragement before they grow. Many wake up already anxious about the day ahead, replaying yesterday's failures or anticipating problems that have not yet happened. Prayer interrupts this cycle by shifting focus from uncertainty to trust. It reminds the heart that help is available and that no challenge will be faced alone. Come, strength rises when fear loses its voice. Another powerful dimension of morning prayer is the activation of purpose. When the day is committed to God, decisions become clearer and distractions lose power. You begin to recognize what deserves your attention and what does not. Come, this clarity prevents wasted energy and emotional drain. Instead of reacting to everything, you move intentionally, guided by wisdom rather than pressure. Morning prayer also establishes spiritual authority. It is a declaration that the day will not control you. You will walk through it with dominion and peace. Speaking words of faith early builds confidence and expectation. It sets boundaries against negativity, delay, and confusion. The atmosphere of the day is shaped before events unfold. As the day progresses, the strength received in the morning becomes evident. Calm replaces panic, endurance replaces frustration, and hope replaces heaviness. Even when challenges arise, come, they feel manageable because the inner man has already been strengthened. This is the power of starting the day right. A day committed in prayer may still have work pressure and responsibility, but it will not lack grace. When you begin with God, You carry strength that sustains you and favor that speaks for you. Morning prayer does not remove effort, it multiplies effectiveness. It ensures that you are not just surviving the day, but walking through it with confidence, clarity, and breakthrough. Beginning the day by aligning the heart and mind with God is a deliberate act of spiritual positioning that shapes how every moment that follows will be experienced. When a person wakes up, the mind is often vulnerable to anxiety, unfinished thoughts come, and the weight of responsibilities waiting ahead. Without alignment, these thoughts can immediately take control, setting a tone of pressure and restlessness. Alignment in the morning redirects the focus of the heart and mind from worry to trust, from confusion to clarity, and from self-dependence to reliance on God. This alignment is not about perfect words or long rituals. It is about intentional attention by consciously turning the heart toward God at the start of the day. A person acknowledges that strength, wisdom, and direction are needed beyond personal ability. This simple posture reorders priorities. Instead of reacting to life, the individual begins the day from a place of surrender and awareness. This internal shift influences attitudes, decisions, and emotional responses throughout the day. When the heart is aligned, emotions are stabilized. Many emotional reactions are the result of internal misalignment where desires, fears, and expectations compete for control. Morning alignment calms this inner conflict. It creates space for peace to settle before demands begin to pull in different directions. As peace increases, reactions become measured rather than impulsive. This emotional stability is essential for navigating conversations, responsibilities, and unexpected challenges. Mental alignment also sharpens focus. A scattered mind leads to wasted energy and poor decision making. Beginning the day with God clears mental clutter and restores perspective. It reminds the mind of what truly matters and what does not deserve excessive attention. This clarity improves concentration and reduces distraction. Instead of being overwhelmed by everything at once, tasks are approached with order and intention. Alignment also affects perception. When the heart and mind are centered on God, situations are viewed through faith rather than fear. Challenges are no longer immediately interpreted as threats, but as opportunities for growth or intervention. This shift in perception reduces stress and increases resilience. It allows individuals to respond wisely rather than react emotionally over time. This practice trains the mind to default to trust instead of panic. Another important aspect of alignment is humility. Starting the day with God acknowledges limitations and invites guidance. This humility opens the door to learning and correction throughout the day. A heart that is aligned remains teachable, flexible, and open to redirection. This prevents stubbornness and reduces conflict both internally and externally. Alignment also builds consistency in spiritual sensitivity. When the day begins with awareness of God, it becomes easier to recognize promptings, warnings, and opportunities as the day unfolds. The heart remains attentive rather than distracted. This sensitivity helps in making timely decisions and avoiding unnecessary trouble. It also deepens the sense of connection and confidence, knowing that one is not navigating the day alone. Over time, daily alignment transforms character. It shapes patience, discipline, and gratitude. It reduces the tendency to complain and increases appreciation for progress and provision. This transformation does not happen instantly, but through repeated practice. Each morning becomes an investment in inner strength and clarity. Come, beginning the day by aligning the heart and mind with God is not about escaping responsibility, but about preparing for it. It equips a person to face demands with calmness, wisdom, and endurance. Come, ensuring that the day is guided rather than driven by external pressure. Come, drawing spiritual strength before engaging daily battles is essential because life rarely announces its challenges in advance. Each day carries its own pressures, responsibilities, and unexpected demands, and without inner reinforcement, even small issues can feel overwhelming. Many people assume that strength is something they access only when trouble arrives, but by then it is often too late. Spiritual strength must be gathered beforehand in quiet moments of preparation so that when challenges appear, the inner man is already fortified. Spiritual strength is different from physical energy or emotional motivation. Come, a person may feel physically rested and emotionally positive yet still be internally weak. Spiritual strength is the capacity to remain steady, faithful, and focused when circumstances attempt to shake confidence. It is the ability to endure without becoming bitter, to respond wisely instead of reacting emotionally, and to maintain peace under pressure. This kind of strength cannot be improvised in the middle of conflict. It must be built intentionally. Daily battles come in many forms. Some are visible, such as demanding tasks, difficult conversations, or financial pressures. Others are internal, such as doubt, fear, distraction, or discouragement. Without spiritual strength, these internal battles often do more damage than external ones. A person may complete tasks but lose joy, clarity, and peace in the process. Drawing strength beforehand equips the heart to withstand these internal pressures without collapsing. Morning spiritual preparation acts as reinforcement for the soul. It reminds the heart of truth before lies have the opportunity to take root. It anchors identity before comparison and insecurity begin to speak. When the spirit is strengthened early, then it becomes harder for negativity to dominate thoughts and emotions. This does not mean challenges disappear, but their influence is reduced. Another important aspect of drawing strength beforehand is endurance. Many days are not defeated by a single major problem, but by prolonged weariness, repeated stress, constant demands, and emotional fatigue slowly drain energy. Spiritual strength provides stamina. It allows a person to continue with patience and discipline even when motivation fades. This endurance is what prevents burnout and emotional breakdown. Spiritual strength also sharpens discernment during conflict. When inner reserves are low, decisions are often driven by fear or frustration. Strength stabilizes judgment. It creates the ability to pause, reflect, then choose wisely even under pressure. This clarity protects from impulsive decisions that may create long-term consequences. Drawing strength before battle also reflects wisdom and humility. It acknowledges that self-effort alone is insufficient. This dependence does not weaken a person, it strengthens them. By seeking reinforcement early, individuals position themselves to receive help beyond their own limitations. This posture of dependence produces confidence rather than insecurity. Over time, this daily practice changes how battles are perceived. Challenges become manageable rather than intimidating. Instead of feeling attacked by the day, a person feels prepared for it. This readiness produces calmness and stability that others can sense. It becomes easier to lead, support, and encourage others because inner strength is not easily depleted. Drawing spiritual strength before engaging daily battles ensures that challenges meet resistance rather than vulnerability. It equips the heart to stand firm, the mind to remain clear, and the emotions to stay balanced, allowing each day to be faced with resilience, wisdom, and quiet confidence, declaring victory, clarity, and favor over the day ahead is a deliberate act of faith that shapes the atmosphere before events begin to unfold. Come, words spoken with intention do more than express hope. They establish expectation and direction. Come, when a person begins the day declaring positive outcomes rather than anticipating problems, the mind and spirit are aligned toward confidence instead of fear. This alignment influences perception, decisions, and emotional responses throughout the day. Declarations help set mental boundaries. Without them, the mind is often open to anxiety, doubt, and distraction. By intentionally speaking words of victory and clarity, a person interrupts negative thought patterns before they gain momentum. This does not deny the existence of challenges but reframes them. Instead of approaching the day with uncertainty, the heart is anchored in assurance. This sense of assurance reduces stress and increases focus. Clarity is one of the most valuable outcomes of daily declaration. The confusion often arises when the mind is cluttered with competing thoughts and expectations. Declaring clarity is a way of intentionally inviting order into the day that sharpens focus and helps prioritize tasks and decisions. When clarity is present, energy is used efficiently and distractions lose their power. This mental order allows a person to move through responsibilities with confidence rather than hesitation. Declaring favor is also significant because it acknowledges that success is not achieved by effort alone. Favor represents assistance, opportunity, and support that cannot be manufactured through hard work. When favor is expected, interactions are approached with openness rather than defensiveness. Conversations become smoother. Opportunities are recognized more quickly, and obstacles are navigated with greater ease. This expectation shapes behavior in subtle but powerful ways. Declarations also influence emotional resilience. When setbacks occur, those who have already established an expectation of victory are less likely to be discouraged. They view obstacles as temporary rather than final. This perspective prevents emotional collapse and encourages perseverance. Victory in this sense is not merely about winning every situation, but about maintaining hope and determination regardless of circumstances. Another important effect of daily declaration is confidence. Speaking words of faith reinforces identity and purpose. It reminds the heart of strength and capability. This confidence is not arrogance, it is stability. It allows individuals to engage challenges without feeling intimidated or inferior. Confidence built through declaration produces calmness rather than aggression. Declarations also cultivate consistency, repeatedly affirming victory, clarity, and favor trains the mind to default toward optimism and trust. Over time, this practice reshapes internal dialogue. Instead of self-doubt, there is self-awareness. Instead of fear, there is expectation. This transformation does not happen overnight, but through steady repetition. Declaring over the day also creates intentionality. It signals that the day will not be lived randomly, but with purpose. Decisions become more thoughtful, reactions more measured, and actions more aligned with goals. This intentional living increases productivity and satisfaction. Declaring victory, clarity, and favor is not about controlling outcomes, but about preparing the heart to engage them wisely. It positions the mind and spirit to recognize opportunities, withstand challenges, and move forward with confidence and peace, allowing the day to unfold with direction and strength. Receiving grace for endurance, focus, and right decisions is essential because daily life often demands more than natural ability can sustain. Many people begin their day with good intentions but lose momentum as pressure, fatigue, and distractions increase. Grace provides inner support that goes beyond motivation. It strengthens the ability to continue when energy is low, to remain inattentive when distractions are many, and to choose wisely when situations are complex. Endurance is not simply the ability to keep going, it is the strength to continue with the right attitude. Without grace, persistence can turn into frustration and discipline into exhaustion. Grace supplies patience in long processes and steadiness in repetitive tasks. It enables a person to carry responsibilities without resentment and to face challenges without becoming emotionally drained. This endurance preserves peace even in demanding seasons. Focus is another area where grace is essential. Modern life constantly competes for attention, fragmenting thoughts and weakening concentration. Grace for focus quiets internal noise and sharpens attention. It helps the mind resist unnecessary distractions and remain centered on what truly matters. When focus is sustained, productivity increases and mistakes are reduced. Tasks are completed with clarity rather than haste. Right decisions require more than intelligence, they require discernment. Many choices carry hidden consequences that are not immediately visible. Grace illuminates these subtleties. It brings insight that helps distinguish between what is urgent and what is important. This guidance prevents impulsive decisions driven by emotional pressure. With grace, choices are made from a place of calm understanding rather than anxiety. Receiving grace also stabilizes emotions. Emotional instability often leads to poor decisions and broken focus. Grace regulates reactions, allowing time for reflection before response. This emotional balance is especially important in interactions with others. Words are chosen carefully, and actions are guided by wisdom rather than impulse. This restraint strengthens relationships and builds trust. Grace further enables consistency. Many people can perform well briefly, but struggle to maintain excellence over time. Grace supports long-term faithfulness. It provides the strength to show up daily with commitment, even when results are not immediately visible. This consistency is what leads to lasting progress rather than temporary success. Another important aspect of grace is humility. The receiving grace acknowledges limitations, invites help beyond personal strength. This humility opens the door to learning and correction. It prevents stubbornness and pride, which often disrupt focus and decision making. A humble heart remains flexible and teachable, or allowing adjustment when necessary. Grace also protects against burnout. Without inner renewal, continuous effort eventually leads to exhaustion. Grace renews strength internally, making rest effective and work sustainable. It allows a person to operate from fullness rather than depletion. This balance between effort and renewal maintains health and clarity. Receiving grace for endurance, focus, and right decisions transforms how responsibilities are handled. Pressure becomes manageable, clarity replaces confusion, and persistence is sustained without strain. Grace ensures that effort is not wasted and that each day is navigated with wisdom, balance, and strength that endure beyond temporary challenges, confronting fear, weariness, and discouragement through prayer is essential because these inner battles often determine the outcome of external situations. Many challenges do not defeat people through force, but through gradual emotional and mental erosion. Fear weakens confidence, weariness drains motivation, and discouragement clouds vision. Prayer addresses these internal struggles at their root, rather than merely managing their symptoms. Fear often begins as uncertainty about the future or concern about outcomes beyond control. When left unaddressed, it grows into anxiety that influences decisions and reactions. Prayer confronts fear by redirecting focus from uncertainty to trust. It creates space to release worries that cannot be solved through effort alone. As fear is expressed in prayer, it loses its grip and calmness replaces tension. This inner calm strengthens resolve and stabilizes emotions. Weariness is another silent threat. It accumulates through constant responsibility, unmet expectations, and emotional strain. Their physical rest alone cannot fully address this exhaustion because it often originates from prolonged pressure rather than physical activity. Prayer provides inner renewal. It refreshes the spirit and restores perspective. In prayer, burdens are exchanged for strength, and fatigue is met with renewal that reaches deeper than sleep. Discouragement often arises when progress feels slow or when efforts seem unrecognized. It distorts perception, making temporary setbacks appear permanent. Prayer realigns vision. It reminds the heart of purpose and reassures the mind that value is not defined by immediate results. This realignment rekindles hope and determination. Discouragement loses power when perspective is restored. Prayer also creates emotional release. Suppressed emotions often intensify fear and weariness. Prayer provides a safe space to express frustration, disappointment, and longing without judgment. This release prevents emotional buildup that could lead to burnout or bitterness. Once emotions are expressed, clarity returns and decisions are made more wisely. Another important function of prayer is mental focus. Fear and discouragement scatter attention and magnify problems. Prayer centers the mind. It slows racing thoughts and restores order. This mental clarity reduces overwhelm and increases the ability to address challenges one step at a time. Prayer also strengthens resilience. Each time fear is confronted and overcome in prayer, confidence grows. Each moment of renewal reinforces endurance. Over time, this repeated practice builds emotional strength. Challenges that once caused distress become manageable. The heart learns to return to prayer as a first response rather than a last resort. Prayer further reinforces trust. Fear and discouragement thrive when control feels lost. Prayer acknowledges limits and invites help beyond personal strength. This trust reduces the need to carry burdens alone. It allows surrender without defeat and confidence without arrogance. Confronting fear, weariness, and discouragement through prayer ensures that internal battles do not sabotage external progress. Prayer restores peace, renews strength, and clarifies vision, enabling individuals to move forward with stability, courage, and renewed hope even in demanding seasons. Activating divine help open doors. And breakthrough by faith is rooted in the understanding that human effort alone is often insufficient to produce lasting results. Life presents limitations that skill, intelligence, and determination cannot always overcome. Faith acknowledges these limits while reaching beyond them. It is an active posture of trust that invites assistance beyond natural capacity. When faith is exercised intentionally, It shifts focus from obstacles to possibilities and creates expectancy for intervention. Divine help is activated when dependence replaces self-reliance. Many struggle not because help is unavailable, but because they attempt to manage everything alone. That faith releases control and recognizes the need for support beyond personal ability. This posture opens the heart to receive guidance, strength, and provision that cannot be manufactured through effort. As dependence increases, anxiety decreases because responsibility is no longer carried alone. Open doors often represent opportunities that effort alone cannot create. Come, faith positions the mind to recognize these opportunities when they appear. Without faith, doors may remain unnoticed or be dismissed due to fear or doubt. Faith sharpens awareness and courage. It enables individuals to step into opportunities with confidence rather than hesitation. That this willingness to move forward activates progress. Breakthrough is often preceded by persistence in faith. Many give up just before resistance lifts. Faith sustains effort during delay. It maintains hope when evidence is limited and encourages consistency when results are not immediate. This persistence prevents discouragement and keeps momentum alive. Breakthrough is rarely sudden. It is often the result of steady trust maintained over time. Faith also influences behavior. Expectation shapes action. When divine help is anticipated, actions align with confidence rather than fear. Decisions become bolder yet measured. Risk is approached with wisdom rather than avoidance. This alignment between belief and behavior creates conditions where breakthroughs become possible. Another important aspect of faith is gratitude. Gratitude reinforces trust by acknowledging provision even before outcomes are fully realized. That this attitude sustains joy and prevents impatience. Gratitude keeps the heart receptive and grounded, ensuring that focus remains on progress rather than lack. Faith further produces resilience. When challenges arise, those operating in faith are less likely to be shaken. They interpret obstacles as temporary rather than final. This perspective preserves emotional stability and encourages continued effort. Resilience ensures that setbacks do not become stopping points. Activating divine help also involves sensitivity to direction. Faith listens as much as it moves. It remains attentive to guidance that may redirect plans or adjust timing. This flexibility prevents wasted effort and aligns action with opportunity. When guidance is followed, progress becomes smoother and more effective. Faith transforms how success is perceived. Breakthrough is not only measured by visible results, but by inner growth, clarity, and peace. This broader perspective prevents disappointment and maintains motivation. Activating divine help, open doors, and breakthrough by faith ensures that progress is not limited by natural constraints. Faith expands capacity, sharpens vision, and sustains effort, allowing opportunities to be recognized, resistance to be overcome, and growth to occur with confidence and endurance. Morning prayer is not just a moment of devotion. It is a deliberate spiritual investment that determines the strength, clarity, and direction of the entire day. By aligning the heart and mind with God, drawing inner strength before challenges arise, and declaring victory, clarity, and in favor, the day is entered with confidence rather than fear. Grace supplies endurance, focus, and wise decisions, while prayer confronts weariness and discouragement at their roots. Faith then activates divine help, opens doors, and releases breakthrough beyond human effort. When the day begins in prayer, life is not faced unprepared, but navigated with peace, resilience, and assurance that help is present for every step ahead.